Hey yo, we King Fight News. And shout out to all the subscribers out there. Let's get right into it. Deontay Wilder. We know he's fighting Tyson Fury for the lineal heavyweight championship. And he's defending his WBC title. But what will we remember about Wilder 5-10 years from now when he hangs up his gloves? Let's get into that. And his recent claim that, you know what, he's actually built himself up, and it's had nothing to do with Anthony Joshua. King Fight News, let's go. All right, so as you can see here, Deontay Wilder had some statements that basically talking about his status, his profile, and is, according to him, it's not built on the Anthony Joshua rivalry. Right? So as we know, Deontay Wilder, his knockout versus Bermane Stiverne had gone viral. Absolutely viral. Everyone, damn near everybody that's a sports fan saw that shit on ESPN and said, whoa, this dude can punch. And since then, he fought a very challenging Luis Ortiz. Now, everyone is so quick to dissect Wilder's resume, right? Everyone's so quick to do that for a guy that really, you know, when he was an Olympian, he was like this was the guy that stepped into a gym around 20, 22, 23 years old. Just an incredible athletic specimen, but as a technical boxer, really didn't have the acumen of, let's say, you could even say an Anthony Joshua, right? Technically. But how did he go through the Olympics so green with pure raw talent and come out with a bronze medal? That's something that really takes a whole heck of a lot of guts, a lot of heart, and a lot of will. That's how he did it, man. And there's some amateur footage where, you know, Wilder gets put on his ass. You know, Wilder, you know, he took some L's in the Olympics, but everybody does. You have to understand, everybody does. Anthony Joshua had wars with fucking Dillian White. He lost some of them fights. But that's what the amateurs are for. Y'all gotta understand, that's what the amateurs are for. So he went through there, came out with a bronze. And we all know the story. I mean, Deontay Wilder, as a pro, he had a lot of build-up fights. That's what I'll call it. A lot of, fights as a prospect. You're supposed to take on guys that are shop-worn, guys that don't have, the top rankings or these amazing win records. Everybody sees that shit. You can look at anybody's record, any all-time great record, and you can look at their first 10, 15 fights. It's not a lot of big names on there, right? You'd be surprised. Guys like Vasyl Lomachenko, guys like Guillermo Rigondeaux are the exception, fighting fucking champions in the first 10 fights. That's the exception. Really, nobody does that crap. Nobody. But when it comes to Deontay Wilder, everyone want to act like he's got 50 bums. Like 50 bums. He hasn't even fought 50 times. But let's keep it real here. He's been calling. You see, that's the one thing you can't forget. When it comes to Deontay Wilder, the fighter, this man's been calling out for the best fighters to step up and face him for the heavyweight championship of the world. Can anybody doubt that regardless of the fights he's been getting, he's been calling for the best fighters out there time and time again? Even when Klitschko was around, when Klitschko was about to fight AJ, who was in the building? It was Deontay Wilder. And he covered the fight with Sky Sports in the booth, And when the fight went down, he was like, what the fuck, man? I got, what y'all got me up here for? I got to get to the ring, That's what oddly enough, that's what Dillian White was saying to himself when Joshua had beaten Povetkin and he was stuck in the booth with Sky Sports. Yeah, so oddly enough, and I have to say this because I went in on Anthony Joshua a couple of videos ago, and I said, hey, if Anthony Joshua continues on this path historically, he's going to be known as a fucking hype job, like for life. Hype job for life. Prospect status for life. I mean, let's be real. Because I made the point, are you going to look at the back of this guy 10 years later, look at some of his best wins and think, wow, Carlos Takam. Wow, Joseph. Like, come on. I mean, like, really, come on. Right? So, you look at Deontay Wilder, he's got Luis Ortiz on his resume. He's got Bermane Stiverne twice. And the one thing that stands out about Deontay Wilder, if you haven't noticed, is he knocks everybody out. Right? There's a reason why they don't want to get in the ring with him. It just happens to be that he knocks everybody out. I mean, point blank. So if Deontay Wilder's out here, I mean, as you can see, Johan Duhaupas got KO'd, knocked out, right? Bermane Stiverne got knocked out. Luis Ortiz knocked out. Fucking Carlos Molina knocked out, man. This is what he does. This is what he does. And this Tyson Fury fight coming up, I mean, back to back. Luis Ortiz to Tyson Fury. Has AJ done some shit like that where he fought a top contender? Literally, uncrowned champion in Luis Ortiz? Knocked out Luis Ortiz and steps up and say, hey, okay, let's go for the lineal champion, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's next. Then who's the next fight out there? He's looking for Joshua. Or it might be a Tyson Fury rematch, depending on how that first fight plays out. Or Dominic Brazil might force his mandatory status. The WBC might finally say, okay, it's been long enough. You got to fight Dominic Brazil. And, Brazil's a mandatory. We understand that. But we know if a better fight presents itself, he will try and avoid his mandatories at all cost. That's the Wilder attitude. You saw it with Luis Ortiz. WBC was saying, hey, you gotta fight mandatory. Who's the brother? The brother, Bermane Stiverne, right? And what did Deontay Wilder do? He said, okay, Bermane Stiverne, step aside for a second. Take this little bread, and let me take care of Ortiz, bitch ass, right? So Ortiz tested positive. And then he ended up fighting Bermane Stiverne. Otherwise, it would have been Luis Ortiz's head on that plate on that night. Right? What did Eddie Hearn say? Oh, Deontay Wilder, what a dangerous fight. He shouldn't have taken this dangerous fight. It's a massive risk, Luis Ortiz. That's what he said, man. But and then Eddie Hearn tries to say the same shit about Alexander Povetkin, fucking 40-year-old guy. Then no one wants to talk about this guy's age. No one wants to talk about this guy's off of PEDs, off of tooth positive tests. Beat up on David Price. Who doesn't beat up on David Price? I mean, for real. So let's really talk about it, man. Deontay Wilder is 41-0, if I'm not mistaken. He's 9 or 10 fights away from breaking Rocky Marciano's record. He also has, right now, the highest knockout percentage in heavyweight boxing history. So I'm just talking, like, what are we going to end up remembering Wilder for? If all turns out right, this dude could put himself in there as an all-time great heavyweight. His plan is to clean out the division. He said this time and time again. A lot of you guys, a lot of the dudes out in the UK, Eddie Hearn created the narrative. He created the narrative that Tyson Fury fight wasn't going to happen. That they didn't want that fight. Tons of videos. Oh, the Fury fight hasn't been announced. It hasn't been announced. What? Frank Warren said it would be announced in a week. Everybody harping off on that. Yeah? Of course, 3-4 weeks later, the fight gets announced. Everybody can shut the fuck up now. Talking all that whole shit. Oh, I hear Fury doesn't want the fight. He's balking at the fight. Remember that? Oh, Eddie Hearn had a source that said, Eddie Hearn dropped that shit, man. He try and sabotage fights on the low. And y'all act like that it's just not happening. But this is the state of boxing right now. Eddie Hearn's trying to corner the market and try and get all these heavyweights on the zone with AJ, and he's got a problem. He's got a problem because the title that means the most is the one he doesn't have. Right? Y'all see what the WBA did with their rankings, didn't you? You see how they had a good cushion for Anthony Joshua in those bitch-ass rankings? You see them WBO bullshit didn't count Alexander Povetkin as a mandatory? And now you got Huey Fury coming up, another Frank Warren fighter, and he's going to fight Kubrat Pulev. If Huey Fury comes out victorious, you're going to see Joshua try and stray away from Huey Fury. This is the kind of things I'm telling you over and over again. He's going to be remembered for this because we see how he moves. He asked for $50 million. He ducked the fight when it showed up. These are facts, man. I can't say it enough. Deontay Wilder looks for the smoke. Anthony Joshua, is smoke-free. He's in a smoke-free zone and shit. That's what it is. And until these guys start moving differently, we're going to remember them as such. All right? Wilder has a chance to make history. Anthony Joshua still needs to prove himself. Because so far, he didn't beat Tyson Fury, and he didn't beat Deontay Wilder. And all these other fake-ass heavyweight champions, call them what they will. They're belt holders. I can't even call him champion. Can you call Joseph Parker a champion? Dude just got knocked out he got beat by Dillian White, right? He got beat clean by Dillian White. And Dillian White's out here ducking fucking Luis Ortiz. Like the hoe that he is, man. Need I say more? E-King Fight News. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, I can still get into this quote here from Deontay Wilder, right? So Wilder's been saying that I haven't seen any videos or anything like that. Whatever them guys are doing, let them do it. So Deontay Wilder's been saying, hey, as much as you like to talk about AJ, we're not out here talking about AJ. People are asking us questions. We tell these guys, stop asking us about AJ. And they keep doing it, and he's giving honest responses. Right? What did Tyson Fury call AJ? Y'all heard what he said. And it's not a campaign. Because Tyson Fury has been consistent about what he thought about AJ from jump. Dude's a hoe. Dude's a bitch. Dude doesn't want no smoke. That's what Fury's been saying. Everybody that wants to discount it, guess what? Fury's the lineal heavyweight champion, and Eddie Hearn didn't want to make a Joshua Fury fight. Y'all saw it. Fury put it out there. He put the contract out there. No offer for Joshua. It was an offer for Bellew. It was an offer for White. It was an offer for maybe a Chisora. Or some other bum he got in the back pocket. Maybe it was David Price or some shit. But it was never Anthony Joshua that Eddie Hearn wanted to line up for Tyson Fury. But y'all remember this, right? Y'all remember this. After Anthony Joshua beat up on old man journeyman Carlos Takam, what happened? Eddie Hearn got in the ring and said, we want to make the best fights that include Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and he threw another name in there. And that was the real name he expected to fight. And was it Dillian White? He threw in another name. Oh, Joseph Parker. And then they made the Parker fight because we all know it was going to be Joseph Parker. So, I mean, that's how he moves, man. We already know. E-King Fight News. Smash the like button and we're out. Peace.